Okay, hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Hopefully you're all doing okay. Now, sorry for the inconvenience of this, but unfortunately, my plans had to change. So originally my plan was we'd be doing Fear 2 tonight, which we're going to have a late start because, well, I was going out with friends to go see Black Adam. Unfortunately, when I got home, I had no internet. So, of course, that immediately ruins all my plans. Like, all of them. So, we're going to be doing the next Hildibrand quest series, which is called A Case of Indecency. If I remember where that starts. I'm trying to figure out where that next. Which I thought you could change this one thing to show others, but maybe I'm wrong. Never mind. It's not going to let me do it. I think we left off in Camp Drybone? Maybe? I don't know. We'll go there and see. And the entire reason that it's like I can't do Fear 2 tonight is just because like I maybe only have an hour, maybe two if I'm pushing it, that I can stream. Not enough to really dive into that. Not here. Vesper Bay, maybe? I hate the fact that I can't remember where I left off. But that is entirely on me, and I'm sorry. far north. But tomorrow night will be Destiny 2 Halloween event, maybe some Fortnite Halloween event. Sunday we'll start in with Fear 2 because of tonight's delay. Or, well, multiple delays. The business of betrothal. Ellie has put her skills as a reporter to good use. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating on my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Gugurumu, a prominent member of the East Olnar Trading Company. Her eyes and hair a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently, her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed. And not just to anyone, mind you. To the heir to the Bruguer Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol, overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Okay. So we need to go to Costa del Sol, enjoy the sand and the beach, and prevent some sort of crime, I guess. You're not one of my associates. The banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithro Eye. If I might have just a moment? Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief and his letter of challenge. You've come to tell me my daughter is in danger. I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day. To see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. Well, they certainly think they're hot shit. Matching uniforms, trying to have the cool shades. The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you, and what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences. It'll cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well. Let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under your noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch the thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi. It is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge. A precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner, and the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker, with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blades. Even now, the fiend is in our midst. Having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to the Miss Arabella at the feast, I have already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed Vons might be an obvious target for a thief, so too would be his father Morgant. Yalto Nalto and his wife Sinana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Rimu himself. Finally, we have Leonhardt, a steward of Gugurimu's estate, and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for the Lapis Magus himself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless, the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Wait a minute. Is that Hildy right back there? I mean, he's not in his normal colors clothing, but should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Yeah, it's Hildy. There's Nashu. Hildibrand Manderville, I could smell the stench of your idiocy and incompetence from a bulb away. Uh-huh, sure you could. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. You had to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observations rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me? Assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that even your bungling cannot interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. Like son of a... What? In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now answer me this, Illusion. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the Treaty Blade. Was there anything about her foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? The obvious answer, and yet all too many, a certain self-styled gentleman comes to mind. Could not recognize a clue if it hit them upside the face. Your observation is astute. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. Clearly our man is no ordinary thief. Magics far outside the grasp of the common folk are at his disposal. But this in itself gives us insight into his identity and his ways. And yet, this is not what caught my eye. No, from movements to mannerisms, to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? Go with the brass blade. Precisely. Clearly you are far less useless than that bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as a bodyguard for one or more of the guests. The man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not. His answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You can begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. Special fate there. You get a title for completing that one. Excellent. You're one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with. Wow. Way to give a compliment there, dude. Thank gods. Please free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. There. Now tell me that all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol. Had a briefing of sorts. Master Gugurimu gave us each our orders, who would be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I know, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you, you say you received orders from Master Gugurimu? Who was to be your charge? My memory's hazy, but one was Morgant, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafone gent from Lemsa, Yolto Noto. Now try your best to remember, were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Yolto Noto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, for the love of the gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Ah, there you are, friend, and not a moment too soon. For I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Morgant, Yolto Noto, and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. The Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, friend. The inspector shall be none the wiser. If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Don't see this exactly going well. Stand back, fiend, our friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of his tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Mandervermin of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of a few talks that interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal, too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital. That is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good evening, Master Gugurimu. A fine evening it must be, for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter, you... Just who in the Seven Hills are you, anyway? Guards! Guards! Now hold your chuckles, Gugurimu. I recognize the lad. That is Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, aye, Vanes? The phantom thief, balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed. To have such rumors told about her, perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Ha ha ha. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Oof, that would hurt. That's me, Vons, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly is father's son. A worthy heir to the Brugere Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Which reminds me, Master Vons, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since the day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. The time-honored Manderville art of parley? We'd be slipping with the fishes now had Morgaunt not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Elliot. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto Nolto and Lowenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Okay. Hopefully sound's still working. Really? Okay. What the fuck is up with my computer? It's like, seriously? So it's specifically Final Fantasy 14 that's screwing up sound, it looks. Because it's not all sound, it's specifically this program. Which is driving me fucking nuts. Well, it's not a connection problem. And it's not a headset issue either, because I'm literally watching the output and it's just going, nope, fuck you. And not to mention the fact that this. Oh, no, trading company, are ye? Oh, why, yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Owner Trading Company. Ah, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are my manners? Yolto Nolto of the Brigare Consortium, and this is me wife, Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. Aye, I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, the lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. Hmm, ye have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't ye? But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with the Fist of Rolgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra of whatsits a day. Mantra of whatsits? And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithrai and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit of or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sinana. Forgive me wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. With that, I best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy. None of these three were suspicious in the least, but we must not give up hope. Lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now where was I? Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briardian will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let's investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lowenhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu. This is no time to delay. There's something going on with my computer. I only wish I knew what it was. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lowenhart spoke true. Egads! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst these coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see. And those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always an admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now, set the I say we're most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now, let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it. Are you sure about that? Uh-oh. Don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But, Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Lucia and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and just be quick about it. What? Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. So, Hildibrand has managed thus far not to destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed. But enough about Hildibrand. Illusion and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes, that spot over there, just over there by the crates should suffice. There, of all places? But surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I am not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy, indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm? I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified the three individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgrant, Yalto Nolto, and Lewenhart. 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over. Are the 2 of you listening? Oh, of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you are right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there is no need. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. Methinks the Inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on those barren shores is infinitesimal. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly, and as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone on my person. There is no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the Inspector's veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record those words for posterity. Whee! It's flat. Proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards. See, doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Oh, shit. Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than the previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final pages holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briardian will meet a fiery demise? Ah! Oh, the lack of sound is just painfully... You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just go to reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? I'm ringing my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had, at any rate. Our foe has revealed himself as no more thief, but a mere madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must double our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance, yes. Vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? That's those teeth. Those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined. Ruined. Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot in jail. What was the terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Kukurimu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Gods, this is no thief. This is a madman. As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days. What with the mandragoras at large, even if I were to replace the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Oh, son of a... Seriously? Vegetables that are in particular short supply these days. What with the mandragoras at large, even if I were to replace the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. The mandragoras? I've heard of that felled band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it was very closely resembled the Orsian dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lewinhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of those overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I'd advise against that, Inspector. There are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. A formidable foe indeed, for only there are brave soul in our midst with a want for taking on fearsome enemies. with not a shred of concern for her own well-being. Where's what I'm looking for? Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, "Ah, yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner." You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sundamal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the road from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Gurimu would like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman would not have a way to limp it together. It's like, really? I just don't. It's just like, really, really, really? I don't know whether it's being caused by... I don't know if it's being caused by the nonsense from Streamlabs or it's Windows. But it looks like I'm going to have some work to do. If you've come for the Mandragoras, I fear you've half a bell too late, as were we, blast it all. To hear the poor mortal tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables, then did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel. In sheer terror he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to this sad tale. Is the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to Elport. Let us be swiftly on our way. I have no idea what's going on with the sound. I'm very, very sorry. I am actually just going to try relaunching the game. And hope that that's all that's causing the problem. Don't speak on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, murderous eggplant or something like that. Think I jest, do ye? You be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye as it did mine, my eye. By the time I'd regained my wits, they'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined, ruined. If I never see another bleeding onion till the end of me days, it'll be too soon. hear most say it, the Mandragoras are a nasty lot. A right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow fronds from our larders and tables is but the beginning of the bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution. Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the Isles of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression, I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the undead overlord that fancies himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you? Aye, could it be? The adventurer who bested the thief and duelist in single combat? Well, bug me and call me inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. And that's exactly what the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud, and I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragoras are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Isles of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favor if you could go there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case have I solved in my day, but I have not matched wits with sentient plant life before. This should prove quite exhilarating. To the Isles of Umbra. Friend, my pursuit of the Mandragoras has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here. Somewhere. To Costa del Sol now. Well, restarting the game seems to have actually fixed things. You returned. I feared you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. The stolen foodstuffs, you've saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those particular purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Gugurumu is quite particular about his seasonings. Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it's time we return to the case. Now, there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Cora, the peppers have changed color. What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewenhart described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate? But look, Inspector, the crate is clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant purplish blue or bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. The charade is up. After the man. It's as I suspected all along. The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu. The fiend must be brought to justice. You can run, but you cannot. Ah, if you thought you could outsprint this Manorville man, you are sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a snipper. A fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask. Where am I? Who are you? Playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella, I must find her at once. Ugh, my head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is the true Lewinhart. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate at Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and in the next instant, he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen's knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. There is still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet, he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lewinhart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess. You seized with anger at those that took from you that what was yours. Now, in pure our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Now, what masks shall I wear to the ball? No, it's clear over in Wineport. I should have just teleported there. Oh well, too late now. Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewin, always the warrior. Your concern is touching, but I am a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy. The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella. But still, your gentle heart, for as long as Hildebrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. The gods smile on me indeed, to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion, and yet... You seem pensive, my lady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vons. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift, a treasure for my treasure. Wear it always. The message said, I do not care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable. Very much that is unconscionable. Unfortunately, it happens all too often. Father says that this marriage must happen. That is for the future, the family trade. Spoken like a true Uldan. But if I may be bold, my lady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as servant rather than son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me he is the man who gave me warmth and hope when I had none. I will learn to love Vons if that will make Father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I as well must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. With the maiden's virtue hanging in the balance, Hildebrand would have hastened back to Costa del Sol. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manderville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy disguise. 'Tis an art that would impart to you as well, friend. Though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has in my investigations. Or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. Their fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me. Hi, Regson, how are you? Inspector Briarding, I've seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? This thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for our own. You're doing perfectly fine? Well, that's good to hear. There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But Inspector, Vons and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up, or the like, you know, like you always do? Inspector Briardian, I knew the day would come that you recognized my many talents. Worry not, but Master Vons, yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now that to the task at hand, must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Like you can talk. You can't even actually compliment people. Your compliments are insults. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes laying about. Perfect. Illusion, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Has the Lapis Maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Servant's garb? But why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. But at the ceremony, Father will be furious, and Lord Vons. We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. If Father heard you say such things, I should have said of them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one, but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well, I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Bring Miss Arabella's dress to this bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see this to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be interesting. Very, interesting. Ah, you return. Me? I was in the middle of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vons at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress. I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it, but worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. With that, I must attend to Master Vons before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Briardian and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? Well, this will be entertaining, I'm sure. Curses. How am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Bruguera Consortium and the East Aldernar Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. The Lapis Maiden, if even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vons is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yalto Nolto Sainana, honored guests, it's a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, Vons, future chair of the Bruguera Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Gugurimu of the East Aldernar Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand Manderville, you had one job. She's beautiful. Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride, after all. My lady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. My sun and stars, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. I am yours and shall be forevermore. Hildabella. Oh, what have you done with my bride? You cross-dressing deviant. I wouldn't say cross-dressing makes him a deviant. He's just being who he wants to be. Not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who had taken aim at her life. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vons, or shall I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces. Me? The thief? Are you mad? It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well. Allow me to elucidate. Well, there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tale of Miss Arabella's beauty. There are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage here before today. Her father, Gugurimu, and her steward, Lewenhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vons, you are to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Consider in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at his glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. anyone else with half their wits about them. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once. Lock him up in the jail and throw away the key. That's not grounds to throw anyone in jail. What the? Arabella, oh thank the gods you are safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. A glove on his right hand. Could it be? The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. That's a thief. Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him. You came all this way for me? You love me. You really, really love me. That attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away. My lords, my ladies, till we meet again. I hear that the real Vons was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, my lady? The banquet was more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Vons and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make Father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildebrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change of clothes. Hey, if he's happy in the dress, let him be. He's not doing anyone any harm. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Yet in the end, he took only her necklace. Now that you mention it, Master Gugurimu told me about the class when it now first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess, it is one of the most treasured pieces from the Rare Consortium collection, known by many as Azema's virtue. The maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. The poor Mandragora. Over here, Inspector, it says, made you look. The Fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears to the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The Fiend attempted murder once, he may very well do so again. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, fairly, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. So, what will we be unlocking next? To the victor goes a priceless treasure. The smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a mandible man triumph over terrors and win the day? The Colosseum Conundrum. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it is the real key and a figurative one at the same time. Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time. Okay. That, unfortunately, is the end of what I can do here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, or well, actually in about 18 hours, to do some Destiny 2 doing the their Halloween event. But till then.